Okay, I got a message in the control panel in YouTube that said everything is saved or something, all changes saved before I started it again. So I hope that it stored my previous stream and made a new one. It's counting up from 0 seconds again, so I hope it seems okay. Okay, 9 minutes. The boil is going good. The ventilation is circling and dripping. It's still spinning, but it isn't much water. But I'm thinking how I can fix this. I will, as I said, I need to do some research on that one. Usually I'm doing a lot of cleaning here in this part. I've cleaned out the mash tun. There's a little bit left. I can use a cup to take the rest of it. As I said, I used a stainless steel IKEA thing to not, and very carefully, not to scratch the tun itself. But now I'm using just a cardboard, a paper cup. What I do next here is just to, afterwards I'm taking the bucket and flushing it directly to get everything out. And then I just starting to fill it with water and getting it out. Yeah. So what's happening here, my friend? Getting there. 26. Exciting. Now soon I will be able to measure the original gravity. Seems like the boil off is quite good and as expected, not too much. One of the problems that I've had before is that I've been running too much, the boil has been too big, so I've boiled off more than I should. So stronger beer, but not always what you want. So yeah, soon there is hop extravaganza. This is almost 100 grams of hops for the 10 minutes. Another almost 100 for the whirlpool. So I've said it before, it's 35 grams of Amarilla Gold, 35 of Simcoe, 23 of Centennial, and the same amount for the whirlpool, also the 0 minutes. So It's a happy beer. I just entered in the live chat. It's freaking awesome that it's been between 15 and 20 guys hanging out watching this. So just too cool. Too cool. Okay. This isn't good. I'm glad that I'm almost done with the boil, because it's dripping quite good here. I have to do something else with this. Yeah, the ventilation isn't quite where I want it. I see that I'm also getting some drips where it go into the roof. So I won't be running too many batches before fixing that. This is one thing, but getting water down the pipe here isn't so cool, because that's in the roof, so in the ceiling inside here. So most of it will come out here, but I think I need to get that sealed as well. It's probably just condense and not water coming out of it, but anyway, shouldn't be like that. 1 minute and 30 seconds before the 15-minute edition. Star sands shaking. I'm glad it isn't a 1 hour and 30-minute boil because of the leaks. Okay. And after that, it's another 5 minutes. Yep. 15 minutes, roll flock tablets and yeast nutrients. Another 5. I'm looking forward to get the timer on the control panel instead of using my phone. So that will be next time. Place it outside here. Think of that. The temp inside here it's more than 25, so I won't be able to get it lower. So that's why it's hanging around that. 4 minutes before the bomb with hops. I will also turn on some water again. Yep. I just noticed one thing. I forgot to install the valve for the water into the system, so it will be kind of tricky to control the cooler, but because the valve that is opening and closing for to activate the cooling water for the chiller, it's just open or closed. So alright, I'll see what to do with that, but I think it's not a problem. I figure it out some way. Another note. Yeah. Long day, still 17 people watching. And still dripping. It's the part for the bend up into the roof isn't dripping so much, so that's just condense from the warm pipe. So yeah. I need to do some research. Not now, but okay. We're ready for some hops. Almost 100 grams. Yep. Smells good. Oh. That should be for 10 minutes. So 10 minutes left of the boil. When we reach complete, I will turn on the heat and I will start the whirlpool. And I will just whirlpool it for until it's about 82 degrees. Then I will taking the last additional hops when it's reached 82. Let that whirlpool for another some minutes, and then start the chill part. Yeah. 7 minutes left. I turn off the ventilation now, so just a couple of minutes left. So the Brewday. Pretty much everything worked as planned. Some minor issues, but that's the reason of doing a first batch. You have to test things that everything is working. So so it was the problem with the sensor. I had to swap 2 of the hoses to be able to sense the output. So the way I'm going to fix that is one, insert another temp sensor. I'm not thinking I'm going to do that, but I'm just going to disable one of the sensors when the sparge border is maintaining. I think that's the easiest way, because that I can do with programming in the PLC. Another thing that didn't work as well as expected was the 2-circuit thing. The temps dropped a little bit too fast when circulating just within the mesh tun and not through the coil. The positive part was that the HLT is ramping quite fast, so there isn't a problem to just circulate through it all the time. So I'll see what I will do with that. Maybe that if I'm just doing a one step, that it's enough to, but I will see. And then it was the ventilation here, that is the condense is leaking out, so I have to do something about that for the next brew. But other than that, pretty much no leaks, no funny stuff with the control. The PLC has been running smoothly. So the total, I'm pleased with the day. I'm not quite done yet. I have the cleaning part again, and also some of the chilling. So we'll see how effective the chill is. I've used this counterflow chiller before, so I know it's working. So, but it's more the other parts of the chill. Soon, 2 minutes and 30 seconds before I kill the element. Not killing it, but cutting it. Check the I haven't measured the OG yet, but getting there. So guys, you have been watching this for some hours now. I don't expect that you have been watching all the time for the whole session, but has it been fun? Have you learned something? Not to build a big complex system, perhaps? So I hope you I think it's been fun. The technique part, I will look into why it's not streaming at full resolution, and I think that's on my part, and my side of the setup. I think it's the wireless here, so I will figure out that next time. But the feedback with the live chat, awesome. So I can say this, that this isn't the last live stream from me. I think this is much better than filming and editing afterwards. I've got a lot of footage that I haven't been able to finish editing because I wanted to get to this day as quick as faster and quick as possible. So yep, we're finished, boy. Turning off the element. I'm letting this just cool down for a little bit. I see that I have some drops from the hood, but everything is outside of the kettle, so nothing is dripping inside into the kettle again. So that part was perfect. Yeah, long day. It's already almost 1:30. I've been here since 7 o'clock ish. So I start to feel the hunger. I ate some breakfast before I started. Not all the previous builds, but brews. I forgot to eat. I was so eager to get started on the Brewday, so I skipped breakfast, and that didn't pay off later that day. So today I ate breakfast, getting ready. So this now, it's smelling good. It should be a smell sensor extension for the live stream. I see that I've got some questions regarding the cost of the brewery. I've been building this for a couple of years now. Not this system as it's today, but I've upgraded, and many of the parts that I'm using now I've used from the start. So it's like all hobbies. I start with a budget and I just skips it. So I'm not actually sure how much I put into it, but so I'm just calculating with the ingredients for the beer from now. So I'm not sure. So it's a couple of Norwegian crowns, but what the hell? Live only once. And as I used to say, hobby gone bad, real bad. But I'm not golfing or something, so I don't use all those money on equipment for golfing or another sports. Just drinking beer. Oh, I'm building cars as well, so not too much the last 4-5 years, but I think I'm about maybe 30,000, I guess. Yeah, maybe not so much. So something in that ballpark. Okay. And now I'm thinking about starting some whirlpool. It's settled. It's still hot. So I'm opening valve number 10. Okay, I've started the whirlpool. It's a bit high because the whirlpool port is above the level, but it's getting a spray like this out of it, so I'm getting a very good whirlpool anyway. And I know I've started it already to be able to sanitize the chiller with the boiling works. So it's running at with the cold water into the chiller isn't activated. It's just recirculated. So I think I will do this for actually I'll give it 10 minutes. Now we also will see how the temp is. And because of that in the kettle temp sensor hasn't been directly in the middle of the during the boil, that one isn't reading correctly. So, but the one for the output is starting to catch up the correct temperature. So I think this is the whirlpool hops, almost 100 grams, and that's the last one. I'm getting about 82 now. Now this is the exciting part, to see how much of the hops that I'm getting into out of the kettle after whirlpooling. So with this speed, I should have a good pyramid in the middle of the kettle. So it's a speedy one, even if it's over the surface. I'm using the the Brewtech original whirlpool port, which is, it looks like a nut, a screw, where they have cut a sliced opening. So and the spread pattern is quite wide. So I have, if I had used ordinary just a bend or something with it above the surface, I wouldn't have had any whirlpooling at all. So I'm not too afraid. I think I'll try to activate the cooling over now. I've activated the cooling, and the output of the chiller is decreasing very fast. I'm under 50 already. I think I'll start. Yeah. Also, now it's the only time I'm moving. Today I have to move some other hoses, but this is the part where I do the first that I'm touching any hoses and disconnecting. So, and the reason for that is that I'm using the hose that is going back into the whirlpool port and moving that over into the fermenter. And the reason is that I want the hot wort to go through it. So I could have made it another valve that is opening and transferring it another way, but then I could have some things in that piping that will infect the wort going into the fermenter. So is this looking good? I'm now getting 32 out of the output of the chiller, and in the kettle I'm about 53, so it's cooling down. I think I'll need to drop down. I'm not sure what to do now, because as I mentioned, I forgot to install a valve controlling the flow for the chill water, so I'm not able to control how fast it is going to chill down. So I think that I maybe let it cool down to about 20 in the kettle itself, just letting it whirlpool down to the correct temperature instead of moving the hose during the chill. So because the batch is so small, so it won't be any time consuming thing to transfer it into the fermenter. So I think I will go that way. The leaks have stopped when I turned off the ventilation. So I got a question if I'm using a filter before the chiller, and I'm not doing it. I started using a plate chiller. I used it for one brew, and even if I did all the correct ways of cleaning it afterwards, it wasn't the same again. And I also the beer I was brewing that day was also a lot of hops in. So I skipped that one and went for the counterflow chiller, and haven't had any problems with getting it full of hops and trub. So I'm running the fresh water right after I'm finished with the transfer to the fermenter. So I'm flushing the whole system right away afterwards. Okay, I'm now getting. The pressure on the water inlet here isn't full blown now, so I've turned that down quite a bit. So the chill part is taking a little bit slower than normal, but I'm now getting 22 degrees out of the chiller, and for the output of the kettle I already down to 31. So I'm almost ready to transfer everything over to the fermenter, and I'm gonna find the yeast, which I'm using this type this time. I haven't used this before. I've just been using dry yeast, as I mentioned a couple of times already. So these are been laying around since I started this morning to get to the 20-ish temperature. So I'm just putting that into the store stand. I got a flower box. I don't know what to call them in English, but it's a long box which you can hang on the veranda, having flowers in it. I'm using that to be able to sanitize long things like hoses, and so I'm having that one on the floor here. Now I got 20 degrees out of the chiller. I've got 26 coming out of the kettle, so I'm almost done. I think I'll soon turn off the chill water and start transferring. I've always started using some oh, what the hell? I'm not able to think of the English word. A thingy like this as a filter when transferring it, but this is clogging very fast, so I always end up like shit. Now I'm okay with all the trub that is coming. It's getting into the fermenter, so I've got all my beers that should be clear has been very clear. I haven't been doing any cold crash or something yet, but I guess I will do that later. Yeah, I'm soon emptying this one. Okay, I have 18 degrees out of the chiller on the output. I've got 23 out of the kettle, which means that I'm almost where I want. I will take some pictures into the kettle afterwards to show how the whirlpool have worked. So I hope that it has worked, but yeah, and more of you have yeah, I just had to answer some questions. Yeah, 17 degrees. I'm down to 22, so I'm saying that's good enough. I'm now closing the chill water with the push of a button. So now I'm down to, it's still circulating through the chiller, and I've got 21. So I'm calling that good. Let's start the transfer. I think I placed everything so you can see. I hope. Anyway, I have closed that one. I'm just going to empty this one. Be right back. Okay. It's empty. Now I stop the and close this one. It isn't that such big of a problem to close the whirlpool now, because it isn't underneath the surface, but I'm doing it anyway. This is one of the things that I've learned by watching Tony using those plastic things. I will give Star Sand spray. Just having that do and slowly open. We've got a transfer. I'm not activating the pumps. I'm just going to use the gravity here. I think I will be able to measure when talking about gravity, measure the gravity for the OG, original gravity. I'm taking it low. I'm reading about 21 coming out of the kettle, so looking good. I think I maybe need to activate some pump here. Let's see. I turned on the pump because the level inside the kettle is so low. I won't have the same pressure as if I was running a full batch. So I know you shouldn't control the flow using into the pump, but the pump is getting enough, so it's not a problem. There's no air bubbles, or it's not soaking up air. So. It's looking quite good, so I'm quite pleased with the results. It seems I should have had a sight glass to see the clarity here, but no, it's full of hops, so it's not that clear anyway. So 18 people watching, insane. Yeah, now it's the boring part left, cleaning. I don't think I'm gonna film that for now, for this time. Also, I need to get something to eat before I do that. So I just get this finished. And also, I haven't restricted the flow completely. It's maybe around the half. so shouldn't be a problem for the pump. So I did, or did I? Yes, I did. I did have a manual valve on the inline for the hose, which are whirlpooling and transferring to the fermenter in the previous setup. I think I'll install it as well here, because then I can do it properly. Oh yeah. Noted. This is one of the things I learned while building and changing and doing things. Take a note right away, because you forget it. And the next brew, like, oh shit, I forgot. The same thing happened last time, I forgot it. So it's a good thing to take a note. One of the things I haven't checked, the fermentation temp for this yeast, WLP001. Is it about 20, 19, 18 to 20 or something? As an ordinary ale. This is ale, so I guess it's in the same area. So I think I'll maybe put it about 18.5 or something on the ferment track chamber control. So I'm going to test that as well. I haven't installed the heating element, because I saw that because the temperature in the chamber without anything else is right about 20. So I need only the cooling part. Oh, there's a nice pyramid in the middle there. Stop. That's it. I'll take a picture of that later. Then we'll add some oxygen. We'll just take this into that. probably don't see what I'm doing, but I'm installing the 0.5 micron stone on the oxygen tank. So I'm running this for full in 1 minute. Bubbly, bubbly. I've talked about chatted with Stig earlier this week regarding these, because I didn't run many batches, and I think one of them was almost empty already. So I think I've got a 5 micron instead of a 0.5. So my beers got enough oxygen. So this time I've been made sure that I only got the 0.5 micron. Here we go. 1 minute. And we're finished with that. Yeah. So then it's just adding the yeast. I'm using 2 packages. I've put the yeast package in Star San. I've also put the scissor in Star San. That was one of them. And it's empty. And the last one. Oops. Yeah. That's the lid. Spraying it with Star San. Thank God for tiles on the floor here. On with the lid. Think where I will put the blow-off tube. Yeah. Okay guys, we're actually done. So yeah, I think I will just get this into the chamber, program ferment track to keep an eye on it. I will just need to find me a bottle and fill it with the Star San before installing the tube. But yeah, I think this is it. The fermentation chamber is behind my computer, so I need to unplug the webcam. So okay guys, thank you very much for following this live brew day. I think it has been quite fun. I hope you have said the same. I hope you have been liking it. So until next time, have a hell of a nice Sunday, for quoting Tony, and I'll see you live before you even make it to blink. No, not that fast, but I will do this more. I think it's been cool. So cheers, guys. Talk to you later. Thanks for hanging out. Signing out.